Grand Rising to the anointed ones, overall public. I hope all is well on this Friday morning. I always thank the Most High for allowing you to see this rainy day. As for myself, I'm thanking Him for life, and I'm thanking Him for giving me the mindset to still want to show up with grace and still show up with compassion and love for my God, for the anointed ones, and for each and every human being out there that needs to hear this message that I'm about to exclaim. I won't take up too much of your time. I know a lot of folks are busy. I will be bringing two scriptures out of the book of Luke, chapter 6, verses 43 and 44. Please bear with me. And this is Jesus speaking back in biblical times, giving this illustration to his apostles. So this is me as a star seed and high priestess and high empress speaking in modern times. I'm about to exclaim the same illustration to y'all in the exact same manner spiritually. For anointed ones, overall public, I'm now in the book of Luke, chapter 6, and this is verse 43. For no fine tree produces rotten fruit, and no rotten tree produces fine fruit. Verse 44. For each tree is known by its own fruit. For example, people do not gather figs from thorns, nor do they cut grapes off a thorn bush. For the anointed ones, overall public, I'm going to go back over these two verses one more time. In the book of Luke, chapter 6, verses 43 and 44. This is verse 43. For no fine tree produces rotten fruit, and no rotten fruit, for no fine tree produces rotten fruit, and no rotten tree produces fine fruit. Verse 44. For each tree is known by its own fruit. For example, people do not gather figs from thorns, nor do they cut grapes off a thorn bush. So for the anointed ones, overall public, like I said, I'm now in the book of Luke, chapter 6. This is verses 43 and 44. And this is verse 43, beginning part of that verse. For no fine tree produces rotten fruit. For no fine tree produces rotten fruit. And this is so true. This is an illustration. I'm getting a little in debt, so take it literally as well. For no fine tree produces rotten fruit. Something that's fine is very up to par. It's very elegant. It's very good looking. It's sought after. It's not coarse or rough. For no fine tree produces rotten fruit. Produce means create, bring about. I'm saying once again, when you produce something, you're creating it. You're bringing it about. You're caused to become. And also you're bringing out into the open so the public can see also. No fine tree produces rotten fruit. So no fine tree produces rotten fruit. So I'm about to get in debt. When the tree is healthy, from the seed and from the soil that's in it, from the soil that is in, and when its roots are firmly established in that soil and it starts to grow into a fine, beautiful tree, and then it's going to produce fine fruit, good fruit, not nothing that's rotten. Anything that's rotten is spoiled, it's decayed. So I'm getting a little more in debt. So just like a tree that's fine produces good fruit, not rotten fruit, just like an individual, people, a person, they'll be known by their fruit, meaning their character, their overall character, their ways, how they display themselves. It'll be shown through their energy. People can fake, hide, pretend, put on mask. Not with me. But the average individual who doesn't know, they'll be fooled because an individual can display their self out in public as being one way. But see, if you know how to read energy, then you can look in the person's eyes, their tone of voice, the way that they exclaim, their tone of voice, how they say it, the way that they say it, their body language, and their energy is going to give out, people. You can feel it. When you know how to read energy, if an individual has bad energy, you'll be able to feel it, people. There's no way around it. Your intuition, which is your inner compass, will let you know. I'm about to put y'all down on something. It's lit in deadly spiritually. When you're around an individual who has bad energy and bad intentions, listen to your intuition, because this person does not produce fine fruit, but rotten fruit. When your intuitions lets you know, start to speak to you, when you have a knot in your stomach, feel like you got to take a number 2, but it's not that. It's like your stomach hurt, like you got to take a number 2. When you come across a kind of certain individual, or your head start to hurt, or you feel drained, like you tired, and you know you just got a good, nice rest, and you come across this individual, you feel tired or something, like you just been working out for the last 4 hours straight, that individual produces rotten fruit. The energy is not good. Your body is telling you get away from this individual because they're energy vampire. So be aware who you're around, people. I'm being around the people who produce good fruit, not rotten fruit. When you're around individuals that produces good fruit, they reciprocate that same type of energy, which is pure, which is radiant, which is holy and raw, and they pour that same type of energy back into you. When you around an individual who produces or creates rotten fruit, which is their energy within them, they're not going to reciprocate nothing. They only come to take from you. I'm getting in debt. Please take notes. For no fine tree produces rotten fruit, and no rotten tree produces fine fruit. Like I just said, get illustration. And no rotten tree produces fine fruit. A tree that's rotting, falling apart, about to fall down, all chipped up, it's not going to produce no type of fine fruit. All the fruit that it do produce is going to be rotten. Worms going to be in it. It's not going to be good to be eaten or ate by you. Same way, when the individual has rotten fruit within them, their character is not good. They're not a good person overall. They're very evil and wicked. And when they have rotten fruit, it's going to be displayed, people. And no matter how they try to hide it, in the long run, it's going to be displayed if you know what to look for. Read energy. And, this is verse 44, beginning part in the book of Luke chapter 6. For each tree is known by its own fruits. Like I just said, for each tree is known by its own fruit. Like a fine tree, which is good looking, it's going to be known by its good fruit that it produces, create. And a rotten tree, which is not good looking, it's going to be known by its fruit that it creates, which is not good at all, rotten. So just like an individual who produces fine fruit within themselves, because it starts with you, people. How you love on yourself, how you choose to think of yourself and view yourself daily, and the things that you willing to do with yourself, or how you feel about yourself overall, then if you produce this type of mindset within yourself every day, which is fine and loving and good looking, your fruit's going to be known on the outside, people, or how you treat yourself, then you'll treat other people the exact same way or even more. If you don't love yourself, you don't give a damn about yourself, and you tear yourself down mentally and physically, emotionally, and spiritually each and every day, then them fruits within you is going to be dark, evil, wicked, and rotten. It's going to be shown on the outside like a rotten tree. And then people will be seeing you by your rotten ways, which is your rotten overall fruit and character. Got it in debt. And this the middle part of that verse, in verse 44. For example, people do not gather figs from thorns. For example, people do not gather figs from thorns. A fig tree will only produce figs. Thorns tree will only produce thorns and thistles. I'm saying it once again. A fig tree will only produce figs. A thorn bush will only produce thorns and thistles. Nor do they cut grapes off a thorn bush. Nor do they cut grapes off a thorn bush. A grape tree only can produce grapes. So you will never see anyone cut grapes off a thorn bush. A thorn bush is only going to produce thorns and thistles, like I just said. It's your overall character, people. You will be known and displayed by the fruit of your ways, and it starts with you. So for anointed class and overall public, y'all get a chance, please go in the book of Luke chapter 6, verses 43 and 44. That's the book of Luke chapter 6, verse 43 and 44. Like I said, this is a brand new beginning for me. A brand new renewal of mind and spirit. Like I said, I hold myself accountable. So I'm going to show up and do what's right before my Lord. And I'm going to show up and hold myself responsible by displaying these messages to the masses, to the overall public, and to the anointed ones first and foremost. I keep my word. So when you can keep your word with yourself, people, then you can keep your word with each and everything that you live and stand on and everybody else outside of you. I love all y'all. Take care. Please go in the book of Luke chapter 6, verses 43 and 44. That's the book of Luke chapter 6, verses 43 and 44. Have a blessed day. Have a blessed weekend. Just remember that I'm the light of the nations. And I come to do my damn thing. Peace.